Khan, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. Right? To the elder apostles in Connecticut, to the bishops, the priests, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching the truth of sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Aram Yahawada with the lesson. And I'm just going through these things, I had seen it earlier, but then I couldn't find it, so then I had to actually type it in. Iranian hypersonic ballistic missiles, right? And this was the Houthis claim hypersonic missiles used in Israel attack. What are hypersonic missiles? That's what they trying to explain. Houthis missiles research reaches central Israel for the first time. No injuries reported though, they were saying. So these times are starting to crank up. It's getting serious. Houthis' first missile from Yemen into central Israel warns more strikes. Warnings of more strikes. Warns of more strikes, right? It says ballistic missiles fired from Yemen targeted, was it Cerns? Across central Israel. Let's see what this is. See if I can figure out what this. How you say that?
Siren.
Siren. Target sirens? Ballistic missiles fired from Yemen target sirens across central. Oh wow. Hey, then that's very militarized then. Houthi says Tel Aviv targeted with hypersonic missiles. The IDF was it projectile? Oh, it's like, yeah, I'm trying to hit this. Just like, let's see what the projectile, yes, projectile fell apart in the air after being hit by interceptor shortly lands in bin Shemin and bin Shemin forest nearby terrain station. Okay, that's what. Nearby terrain station. A surface ballistic missile was fired at central Israel from Yemen by an Iran-backed Houthis early on Sunday morning. Oh, that's today, huh? All right, hey. The missile attack set off sirens. Oh, that's what it is. Across central Israel at 6 6:30 a.m. with alerts ahead from the east of Tel Aviv on to I don't know what the to Madin Makaba bin Riyah, right? Must be some area there that people live in. Like, must be like a nice area too. Looks pretty nice. Yeah. According to the Israeli Air Force, probe the Houthis. Yeah, the Houthis missile was hit by a interceptor missile, although it did not manage to completely destroy the target. The missile had been identified upon launch from northern western Yemen at 6:21 a.m. and the arrow, what? Because come on now, that's what the Lord said. These are arrows, so arrows going to be shot from the ends of the world, right? So they're calling these missiles and these things arrows, and the arrow long range defense system was active to intercept its. Several interceptor missiles were launched at the target in attempts to down it. Right, so that was the so-called Israelis defense system, right? Right, which proves that they don't fit the prophecies of them being in that land, because the Lord said that once we get in that land, it should be quiet, and none shall make me afraid, right? And they could say, hey, we're not afraid because we got this and we got that. Well, you having a defense system in such a way that you have to have a defense system, that you have to have the Iron Dome, means you're afraid, right? You think we're gonna have an Iron Dome? We don't need no Iron Dome. We ain't gonna need no defense system in order to be in our land, right? Right? We ain't even gonna need the walls and the gates. It's just gonna be a thing, just a thing that you do. Like, you know what I mean? When you build a city, you put a city, put a wall. You have you have this way to keep things out so people don't see in, right? Because there's gonna be things going on in we don't want you to see. So all the heathen, you got to be outside of the gates, because we don't want you to see the splendor and the things that we're gonna be enjoying, man. We want to be able to enjoy without looking at Edomite, man, or goddamn Hamite, or a Moabite, right? Because especially a Moabite, it says to the 10th generation, you should never ever be in the kingdom of the Most High, right? Of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, ever. So we want to be looking at you. We want to be in there partying, giving praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, doing our thing. It's not that we're gonna need the defense system. We're gonna be afraid, right? Because none is gonna make us afraid, according to the scriptures, man. Right? So yeah, it was targeted. Says Houthi will pay a heavy price after missile strike. Oh. Netanyahu said they're gonna pay a heavy price, huh? MP warns Houthis after hypersonic missiles hit central Israel, right? That was today too. See, Sunday, which is today, Sunday. They send their missile defense system after Houthis. How do you say that? I don't know how to say that word.
Grapple.
What was it?
Grapple.
Grapple. Israel's grapple with hypersonic missile defense after Houthis strike claim. Grapple.
Grapple.
Grapple. Grapple. Grapple. Close fight. Struggle without weapons. Yeah, they're wrestling with it, struggling, right? I'm thinking, how did these goddamn Houthis come up with this? How did they get that? They're just some nobodies in the desert. How did they get these hypersonic ballistic missiles? Houthis say new hypersonic ballistic missile launch at Israel. Vows more strikes. He vows for more strikes are gonna happen. So we're in the time of getting closer to what? Well, of course, Jacob's trouble. But along with Jacob's trouble, you know, the Charagma and World War III, right? Right? These are a couple of, well, and people going home, people banding to their own people, cleaving to their own people. So that's another prophecy that needs to happen. People going to have to band to their own people, cleave to their own people, right? The Charagma's going to have to be pushed on a high level, and then World War III. Right? Of course, Jacob's trouble. It's like, yeah, because basically people banding together is going to be part of Jacob's trouble. Right? But World War III is on the rise. Right? Yeah, so this is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 13. Yahweh, right? He is the existing one. Bahasham, Yahawashi, right? Which means he deliver, or he is salvation, which is Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, which his real name is Yahawashi, which the world have a bizarre understanding of the Most High and his Son. And if they were, which Yahawashi, it said that if he's the express image of the Father, and it says the Father has hair of pure wool, right? In Daniel 7, right? And also in Daniel 7, it says that the Lord is going to give Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly would call a black man or a nigger, he's going to give him dominion over the whole earth and all the people and all the languages, right? In Daniel's 7 and 14, right? So that's what this is. So Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi goes forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war, right? So ultimately you see these things that's happening right now between Iran, the Houthis, Yemen, and Israel. And ultimately, overall, that is the Most High, Yahweh, Bashem Yahawashi, Bashem Rakakadash, stirring it all up, right? Causing these things to happen, right? Right, so God. Yeah, so it said the Lord's going to stir up like a mighty man of war, right? So it says stir up is a phrasal verb that has multiple meanings: to cause strong emotions, to make someone feel a strong emotion and a desire to do something, right? Like to go to war, to fight. Or you could have somebody have a strong emotion to love you, but the Lord saying like a mighty man of war to cause you to have a desire to what? Do something, to fight, right? For example, the speech stirred up the crowd. And a lot of people before, they go to war, or just to they stir up the crowd, or they stir up their men that's in the battle, right? They have the speech, and speak to them to stir them up in as far as their speech, or they're stirring up their citizens to say, hey, yeah, go ahead and pass whatever bill it takes to go to war, so that they can feel complacent in in the rape, rob, and murder of many other people. And most of the time it's innocent people, right? But they'll feel good in their complacency. To cause something to move, right? And the Lord's going to cause this to move forward until World War III, right? So that's the spirit, right? To make something move up into through the air, through the air or water. And what's going to move through the air and water? Missiles, man. The ICBM missiles, or hypersonic missiles, or hypersonic ballistic missiles, and then hypersonic nuclear missiles are going to move upon the air and the water, through the air and the water, right? It says to cause something bad or unpleasant to happen, to try to cause an argument. See, and that's ultimately what's happening, man. It's basically, this is what it is. It's what a fight is. A fight's a argument is kind of like a fight, and it's really normally with words, but at this point they're past words, right? They're past words. They're sending hypersonic ballistic missiles, right? And that's not even the nuclear missiles, and they're calling them arrows, right? Or problems. For example, they are trying to stir up trouble. And that's what the Most High is doing, man. He's stirring up the day and the time of Jacob's trouble in World War III, man. Right? So, oh yeah. The photo stirred up some painful memories, right? Hey, and that's what the Lord's going to cause them to do. We're going to stir up. That's what we do, and that's what we do as the prophets. We stir up painful memories of them falling as the Greeks, right? Them falling as Rome, right? Them coming back as the second leg of Rome, right? Right? The one that had the deadly wound and was healed. And as you return as the second leg of Rome, hey, you're going to go down. So we're causing that emotion, that picture. We're giving you the picture through the scriptures, right? Yeah, we're giving you a picture through the scripture to give you a painful memory, right? You went down before, you're going to go down again, and this time it's going to be way worse, right? Hypersonic nuclear missiles, right? Long range, short range missiles. Things is getting busy, hot and heavy, right? He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies, right? And these Edomites, starting with the international banker, starting with Amalek, is the Lord's enemy. But so are these other nations. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 4. The noise of the multitude, right? Because there's going to be a lot of militaries, soldiers, armies, tanks, weaponry, guns. All these things is going to have to be used to move forth. And it says in the mountains, right? The mountain normally stands for government, but they're going to be going through the actual mountains, traveling to Yahweh Shaphat, traveling to these certain destinations where they're going to be fighting, right? Because right now they're in Ukraine and all this other stuff, but all that is all for them to be in these specific areas, right? They're over there in Nigeria, right? Because that big deposit of gold that they found, they're over in was it the Congo, because of the that metal, because it's the same one that's God dang, can't think of the name. It's same one that's in Haiti. The God dang it, man, can't think of the name of that metal, but it's a precious metal. It's worth 3 times more than gold. Vibranium, vibranium, worth 3 times more than gold, right? Yeah, so that's what it was. Iridium or iridium. I say iridium, but it's iridium. Iridium, which is also used in spark plugs, what has climbed to $6,000 an ounce, according to Johnson Matthey PLC data that makes it more than 3 times more expensive than gold, right? So guess where else that's found? Haiti, right? In the Congo, right? Right here it talks about the minerals. It says that's why I want this, because iridium, right? Iridium, which is worth 3 times more than gold right now, at $6,000 an ounce, right? And remind you, an ounce is not a lot, right? And it says Haiti, right? Which that's why that whole thing is going over in Haiti. But I'm saying the Dominic Republic of Congo, right? Has, well, now they're trying to say it doesn't have the largest deposit, right? It said before, information said that the Congo had the largest deposit of iridium, right? And then Haiti had the second largest, which is why we know that there's conflicts going on over in these areas. But I was saying that as far as, that whole area is like right within there, part of Yahweh Shaphat, right? Right, and it's basically saying, but then right here, if you look down right here, it says as of January 29th of 2024, the largest source of iridium is in South Africa, right? So, but there's a thing trying to say that the Congo is not the largest, but hey, I don't know. But at the same time, they're still saying that the largest amount is in South Africa. So, I mean, regardless, all these things are going to be for war. The Lord's stirring it all up, and the Lord's going to use the greed of the self-proclaimed so-called white man to stir all these things up. It says, well, I'll go ahead and read it again. The noise of the multitude, the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms, right? Because these different nations are going to go to war against nations, right? Kingdom against kingdom, basically the same thing Yahushua said. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and ultimately even race wars, people against people, which still is your nation against another nation, right? Rasa, race, right? Right? You're gonna be fighting. It's gonna be great tribulations, tumultuous, right? Battles, right? It says tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations, right? Which different nations going to war, World War III, gather together. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai of hosts, which means armies, right? Because it said the Lord is going to be like a mighty man of war. So the Lord is a man of war, right? Of host. Mustereth the host of the battle, right? So same thing as like stirring it up, right? Let's look up the word mustereth. So you know what I mean? The Lord's basically, the Lord's saying he's picking a fight, right? In a sense, right? So mustereth, I just put in the definition of mustereth, right? It says the word mustereth has multiple meanings, including to come together, to gather, or assemble, especially in preparation for fighting, right? So that's what the Lord is doing. He's causing a preparation for fighting, right? So all this little fighting, this little shooting missiles, and they're hitting, but they're not hitting. They're kind of, you know what I mean? It's a preparation for fighting, man, right? The host of the battle. See, he's getting all these militaries ready, right? They come from far country, from the ends of heaven, right? Because America's over there. You know, the ends of the world, over America, it's way over there, right? Even Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, see, because Yahweh Shai is coming. He's finna come from the heavens, man, from the fourth dimension, right? He's coming from a far place too. Hey, just for the fight, just for the battle, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land, right? Which most of the whole land is going to be destroyed is America, Babylon the Great, right? But these wars, these battles are going to ensue, right? It's going to happen, right? Yeah. So this is Joel chapter 3 verse 2, right? So I'm gonna just continue on with these things, showing you that it's the Most High picking a fight, man. The Lord's antagonizing, right? The Lord's mustering the fight. The Lord's stirring it all up, right? All for this to happen. It says, I will also gather all the nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat, right? The letter J is only 4,500 years old. There's no such thing as Jehovah, right? That's made up. It's Yahweh, Yehoshaphat, right? Right? The valley of troops, or the valley of decision, right? Because that's where the last place, the last decision you're gonna make, and that's where your troops are gonna be finished, man, right? And it says, and I will plead with them, which means judge, right? With them there for my people and for my heritage. Israel says Israel, but it's not talking about those guys who say that they're Israel right now, right? Because it wouldn't be Israel like that, because the Lord spoke Paleo Hebrew, so it will be Yasha Allah, right? Yasha Allah, right? So the true Israelites, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, and you Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but your bloodline goes back to Israel or Yasha Allah through your father, man. Right? And yeah, you know, whom they have scattered amongst the nations, right? Through all this transatlantic slave trade, right? Who the big corporations, the big businesses, the bankers, the international bankers, right? Starting with Amalek, right? The small hatters, right? The ones that's getting bombed, hit with hypersonic ballistic missiles, who's saying that they're gonna make someone pay for this, right? Which they done a lot of atrocities in the world, and they're gonna have to pay, right? Whom they have scattered amongst the nations, right? And parted my land. See, and they're over there battling, and fighting and wiping out the Palestinians, saying that it's their land, but really that's the Lord's land. That's Yahweh's land. That's our land. That's the valley. That's the land. Jerusalem, or you know what I mean, or basically like I've said, it's supposed to be for, Yasha Allah, right? Right? Not in the sense of what they're saying, right? But the Lord is stirring up this thing. The Lord is causing the beef, man. He wants to fight, right? He want to muster it up in preparation for fighting, man. And that's a good way, you know when people shove back and forth, and because first it comes in the words, then you see people shoving, and kind of like this is what's going on with these little missile strikes and things that they're doing. It's like a little bit of shoving, but eventually shoving comes into an actual brawl, an actual fight, right? Yeah, so this is Psalms 76 and 12. He shall cut off the spirit of princes. He is terrible to the kings of the earth, man. Hey, and the Lord's going to gather all these so-called nations, these mountains, small, big mountains, small hills. He's going to gather them, hey, and be a terror to them, man. Be trouble to all these kings of the earth, right? So this is Zechariah chapter 14. I'm going to start at 1. Behold, who means feast your eyes, look, pay attention. The day of Yahweh, right? Which is the Father. He exists. The existing one. Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakakadat, because his son is, hey, he's going to give his son straight up dominion, right? Like I told you, that's in Daniel chapter 7, verse 14, right? And so the dominion is going to go to a son, which is Yahweh Shai. It says, and thy spoil, right? So these nations, and the main one is Esau. Amalek has been, going around the world, because of their greed, getting all these different spoils, getting all the, the gold, the uranium, gold, silver, diamonds from different people fighting wars and this and that, undercutting people, having all these things storing up. The Lord said they're storing up treasures for the day of destruction, right? Because while they're storing up these treasures, it's really for their demise, man, right? Because you're gonna give it to the Israelites, see, right? And the spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee, right? So it's going to be taken, and we're going to divide it up amongst all the 12 tribes right before your eyes, someday, real soon, Lord willing. I'll be one of those men, and I will gather all the nations. See, the Lord's stirring this up. I will gather all the nations against Jerusalem. See, I'm gonna make you be jealous. I'm gonna stir up this war like a jealous man, or like a man of war, right? right? You're going to be jealous that the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the true Israelites, that we really know who we are. We're going to know we're not black. We're going to know we're not Hispanic. We're not going to know we're not Native American. We're not going to be calling ourselves Puerto Rican and Mexican and Dominican and black and what is that? Haitian and Jamaican and Virgin Islands and we're Costa Ricas and just all this madness. That those things makes no sense in the world. There's no nation and no people named after that. There's just some name, a place where you were born. How did that determine who you are? Right? And then that's another name after they conquered it. They threw that name on that land. So how the fuck are you that? And then you'll get mad that people are saying you're not a Puerto Rican or you're not a what is it? Oh, Dominican, right? Right? Dominican meaning a holy dog or something like that. I don't know. So you're a dog? Right? I don't know. Right? And you'll fight over these things. And instead of, we're saying you're Simeon, you're Ephraim, you're Gad, you're basically these things that the Lord said that Yasha Allah means he prince of God or he prince of power, man. Instead of calling you something greater, you're going to fight over it. Hey, that's why a lot of you got to die on this side right along with the heathen, man. Because the Lord is gathering the nations against Jerusalem, right? Against those hidden ones, the ones they call these other names, but really are Israelites, right? They're really Jerusalem, right? The city of peace, man. And in order to get peace, we're going to have to go through a battle. To battle and a city, right? Because we're people before a place, shall be taken, and the houses raffled, and the wives ravished, right? Hey, man. Hey, full circle, right? Things happen to us. Hey, it got to happen back to you, right? And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, right? You put us in captivity, you're going to go into captivity, right? And the remnant of the people shall not be cut off from the city, right? And then shall Yahweh go forth, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of the battle, right? Which, these are things that's going to happen during even the race wars, right? And his foot shall stand in that day upon Mount Olives, which is before Jerusalem, and on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall cleave unto the midst thereof towards the east and towards the west, and there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountain shall remove towards the north, and half towards the south. And ye shall flee to the valleys of the mountains, for the valleys of the mountains shall reach unto Ezal. Yea, ye shall flee like as ye fled before the earthquake, right? And it's going to be a great earthquake dealing with the ICBM missiles, right? In the day of Uzziah, the king of Jerusalem, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, my power, shall come, and all the saints with him, right, man? All the elect, man, all the angelic beings with spiritual powers, man, is gonna come, and also fight against you. So with all that, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Basham, Rakal Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. To the elder bishops. No, to the elder apostles in Connecticut, Salakia. Right? To the elder apostles in Connecticut. To the bishops, the priests, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds. Preaching the truth and sincerity. Risking your lives more now than ever. The hopeful elect. The elect. Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence, and a Baba Ball.